Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video, we're going to be going over why the New York Mets have already signed George Springer. Now, the top two finalist teams for George Springer have been the Mets and the Blue Jays for about what feels like forever, and now they're saying that they're going to be getting closer and closer to a deal, and he'll sign in January. Well, this month is January, and I think it's going to be the Mets. I think the Jays have already lost out on the not on the Bauer sweepstakes, on the Springer sweepstakes. Sorry, I believe he's already a Met. He'll probably be there for 5, maybe 6 years, 128-ish. Between that, I'd say 5 years, 125 to 128. 6 years, 150 to 153, around that range. So, Met fans, are you excited to have George Springer for the next 5 to 6 years? Because I think in a weird turn of events he'll become a Blue Jay. But let's go over the facts. But before we do that, if you guys are brand new to this channel, be sure to subscribe. We're an up-and-coming baseball channel that loves talking about baseball. So, subscribe would mean a lot. And maybe, if you have any friends, they like baseball, share this with them. Maybe they'll learn something. And then, maybe they'll subscribe. And it's just a win-win. So, yeah, we'll be going over why the Mets have signed George Springer already. So, Jon Heyman, it was Heyman, said the other day that the two final clubs for Springer are the Mets and the Blue Jays. And that Springer's looking for well over $100 million. Well, there's the first red flag for Blue Jays. They don't like to spend that money. The last time they spent money close to that was Ryu, actually, but that wasn't even $100 million. And they aren't going to go out and do that. Name one big name position player that they have signed that they didn't trade for. I'll wait. And an international free agent doesn't count. The only one that would be on the team that's name may be recognizable would be Travis Shaw. I'm just saying, no players want to come to Toronto. George Springer grew up in Connecticut. It's so much closer to Queens, New York, than it is in Toronto and Ontario, Canada. His wife, who, by the way, if you don't think plays a part in his decision, will play a bit of a part in his decision, grew up 30 minutes away from Citi Field. New York, not Toronto. Okay? To play in Toronto, they'd have to pay an extra $25 million throughout the 5 years. So they're going to have to pay him $30 million a year instead of $25 million a year. So he'll get a 5-year $150 instead of a 5-year $125. You're going to have to overpay. Okay? And I don't know if the Jays want to do that if they're still linked to Lindor and Bauer. I think realistically, unless they play in Dunedin next year, in which case the taxes don't go any different, then maybe he'll sign for a 5-year $130. You're still going to have to overpay no matter how you look at Springer coming to the Blue Jays. And for that reason, I think he's already a New York Met. The Mets have such a bigger need in center field. I mean, the Blue Jays do too, but their owners are going to be too cheap. They also have a brand new quadrillionaire in Steve Cohen. Okay? If he wants someone, trust me, they will be a Met next year. Whoever he wants, they will play. He wants Springer. He will be a Met. When the owner tells the GM, I want this guy, he's going to be on the team. The GM doesn't just go, no, I want this guy. Because then the GM doesn't have a job. Okay? So in the next couple weeks, I say like around the middle of January, the 15th-ish, we're going to see a thing that says George Springer signs for 5 years, 150, 6 years, 155, my bad, with the New York Mets. To think he is not going to be a Met next year is insane. Okay? It's insane. He fits right in. It's going to be perfect for them. He's going to add depth to this lineup. He's a much-needed center field upgrade in that organization, and they have an owner that's going to be willing to spend money to go get the big guys, whereas the Blue Jays will end up with Jackie Bradley Jr. That's not George Springer. It's not George Springer. And it's horrible because all I've been told this offseason is, hey, we're going to do something. And then the Mets get rid of the Wilpons. They get Steve Cohen. And now Steve Cohen wants to flip the whole MLB off and go, look at this. And they're going to build a super team. They were supposed to do what the Padres did. And now comes the final debate. If the Wilpons were still in management and ownership, is George Springer already a Toronto Blue Jay? Because with Steve Cohen, he's already a Met.